Good day, folks. This is Bill Maher, uh, trying to promote his liberal narrative with regards to the January 6, 2020, when Biden won. The general public protested, and because of the election irregularities, and these liberals are trying to say that was a Trump insurrection. Well, listen to it.
Me have built a career out of nothing except talent and a little bit of luck and a lot of hard work, but you're full of shit. I don't understand when you say that he did not say the words "I concede" caused half the country, which you just said, to riot.
No, I didn't say half the country rioted. A lot of people rioted, and it was less than half the country because he got less than half the votes and still won. That's okay. That's our system. But a good deal of the country, approaching half, the people who are MAGA, the people who love him, at least a third of the country, will now in the future never accept any electoral results. And a democracy can't continue in that way. You have to have this situation we've always had where the one football coach walks across the field and shakes the hand with the coach who just beat him in the game.
Okay, what do you think we'd be today if Kamala Harris had won?
What's that?
What do you think we would be today if Kamala Harris had won?
Well,
what would happen? Would Israel still exist? I don't think so.
Still exist, of course. Why wouldn't they exist?
Why wouldn't they exist? Because the Obama Marxist, Leninist, Islamists that were taken up during the... Here's a good question that I would ask you, is who was running the country during the 4 years that Biden was out of his mind and demented?
Well, he wasn't out of his mind and demented for 4 years. He probably wasn't out of his mind or demented even on the last day. He just did The View. Did the Democrats do a horrible thing in propping him up and keeping him in office and trying to run him again? Yeah, they did. Of course. I am never easy on the Democrats or the left. And I'm totally with you on Israel, but they would, of course, still exist because they can defend themselves. But you've said things like, liberals have never done anything for Israel. That's bullshit. Harry Truman recognized Israel when many people told him not to.
Excuse me, I never said that.
Yeah, you did.
Show it to me, and I'll tell you what. Show it to me, and I'll give $10,000 to the charity of your choice. No, right now. Okay. I'm serious.
No,
wait a second.
I'll find
it. You're pretty
I'll
good.
I'll find it.
Good. I'm going to give $10,000. You show it to me,
okay,
and I will give $10,000 to the charity of your choice.
Okay.
Because you're throwing around a lot of generalizations, and I have a bigger question.
What generalization?
Oh, really?
What's the generalization?
That half the country would have rioted?
If I got that quote wrong, I apologize, and I will take it back.
I got another question. I sit down, and all of a sudden you're attacking me about I have to come up with a new idea about Trump, and I have to talk. What the hell do you care?
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
First of all,
it
was not my plan to attack you, and I'm sorry if you think I'm attacking you.
Well, okay.
We just got onto this, and I'm sorry that I'm not going to pretend that I agree with you.
Well, I'm not asking you to agree with me, but I got a good question. How you started off with a very difficult question, and a question which you have very strong views, and I do too. How would you like this part of the conversation to end so that we can move on to something else? What would end it to your satisfaction?
Well, we're at the 20-minute mark, so we could just end it. Because,
what would end it to your satisfaction?
When you want it to end. I don't want to piss you off. I'm your biggest fan. I don't. The fact that we don't agree on something so fundamental is still completely okay with me. I don't get it the way you don't get me. You just said I'm completely full of shit. And of course, people who disagree to this level, they think that of the other person. And what we have to do is, of course, learn to live harmoniously with people we just don't agree with that much. So we can just get past this. You're right. We should. And I'm happy to. And there's a million things in here and in the movie that I think are great and I would love to talk about.